Ngozi sat in her small, modest living room, the sound of her two children, Chijioke and Amora, laughing in the background as they played with their toys. Her heart swelled with love for them, but a familiar ache tugged at her chest. It had been 3 years since she left her husband, Emeka, and the life she had once dreamed of. Emeka had changed after the birth of their second child. His once caring nature shifted to one of neglect and emotional distance. He'd started drinking heavily and spending more time away from home and even raising his hands on her. It wasn't long before Ngozi knew she had to make the painful decision to leave, even though it meant facing the world alone with 2 young children. The days that followed had been tough, navigating her job as a teacher at a local primary school, the bills, the school fees, and the constant balancing act of being both mother and father to her kids. But Ngozi was determined. She had no other choice. Ngozi woke up before dawn every day. After making breakfast for her children and getting them ready for school, she would catch the bus to work. By the time she returned home, exhausted and drained, the house needed cleaning, dinner had to be cooked, and she still had to help Chijioke with his homework. Some nights, as she lay in bed, she wondered if she was doing enough. Would Chijioke and Amora grow up feeling like something was missing? Please kindly take a moment to share, like, comment and subscribe to our channel to support us. Thank you. Would they understand the sacrifices she made for their happiness? One day, her friend Aisha came over, noticing Ngozi's tired eyes. Ngozi, you need to take a break. You can't keep running yourself into the ground. Ngozi sighed, looking out the window. I have no choice. They depend on me. Aisha smiled gently, and they're lucky to have you. But you need to take care of yourself too. You can't pour from an empty cup. Life seemed to have a way of testing Ngozi's limits. One evening, after a long day of teaching, she came home to find a letter from the school administration. There was a notice of a fee increase, something that she hadn't anticipated. She could feel the weight of her financial burden growing heavier. But as she prepared to tell Chijioke and Amora that they might not be able to continue in their current school, a miracle happened. Her landlord, Mr. Okoro, whom she had always kept a professional, respectful relationship with, knocked on her door. I know you've been going through a hard time. Ngozi, I've noticed you're always so hardworking and dedicated. Your children are well behaved, and I want to help. I've reduced your rent for the next 3 months to give you some breathing space. Ngozi's eyes filled with tears. Thank you so much, Mr. Okoro. I didn't know what I was going to do. God bless you. It was a small relief, but it was the boost Ngozi needed to keep going. With the rent reduction, Ngozi felt a little more confident. However, the pressure of balancing everything remained. One evening, as she was cooking, Chijioke came into the kitchen. Mummy, I don't want to go to that school anymore. All the kids make fun of me because you don't buy me the same things they have. Her heart broke. Chijioke, what's important is that you work hard and be kind. Your value doesn't come from things. You're already a great boy. But it's hard, Mummy, Chijioke said softly. Ngozi crouched down to his level, wiping the tears from his eyes. I know, my love, I know. But I promise we'll get through it. We always do. The next day, Ngozi sat down with her children to talk. They couldn't afford everything, but together they were a team. They would work through their challenges together. Months passed, and although life remained difficult, things began to change. Ngozi took on extra tutoring after school, using the skills she had developed as a teacher. Slowly, she saved up enough money to pay both children's school fees. One evening, as she sat with her children at the dinner table, she looked at their smiling faces and realized something she hadn't fully grasped before. They weren't missing anything. The love and strength she gave them were more than enough. Ngozi had come a long way. She had faced heartbreak, financial struggles, and loneliness. But every sacrifice she made was worth it. She was determined to give her children the best future she could, and through it all, she had learned to lean on her inner strength and the kindness of others. As the days passed, Ngozi realized that the road hadn't been easy, but it had been hers, and with each step, she had become more resilient. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel.